This video focuses on goals and assessments in the backward design planning process. Think about a specific class that you teach, like grade 3 English. Think about what success would look like at the end of the school year. One of the ideas behind backward design is that you should have a clear goal in mind. Knowing what is important can help you to stay focused throughout the course and lead to success in the end. Now think about this question. What is your big or ultimate goal for student learning in your class? You might stop the video now and imagine what success would look like. When you're ready, write down your ultimate goal on the backward design template. Hopefully you wrote down your ultimate goal on the template. Let's look at a sample template for grade 7 English. For this teacher, the goal is for students to gain confidence to speak and write phrases, not complete sentences yet. Students will be able to confidently write and speak using short and simple phrases in authentic settings. The teacher wants students to be able to transfer their writing and speaking skills to real life or authentic situations. Once you have your big or ultimate goal, it's time to set some specific or measurable goals. In this stage, you might look at standards that your school or the national education system have set for your students to help you choose or write goals. Goals should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. SMART. You may want to think about the language skills you want students to develop, for example, reading and writing, as well as any content or cultural understanding that students should learn. Your goals might focus on skills like grammar and writing sentences, understanding like cultural norms or rules, transfer, like communicating outside the classroom or moving to the next English class. If there are government standards that your students must achieve, or if your textbook lists goals and objectives, think about these too as you set your goals for your class. You might also group your goals in categories, such as language skills, cultural awareness, or social and personal development. Let's consider one possible goal. Listening. Students will be able to respond appropriately in basic conversations to instructions and to announcements. Remember to think about what success will look like at the end of the year. Take a minute to imagine the last day of class and what students can do. Please pause the video and write your own goals in the backward design template or on your own paper. Now that you have created your goals, it's time to plan assessments or decide what evidence will show that students have met the goals. How will you know if students have met the goals? It's important that goals and assessments match. If your goal is that students will be able to speak for 3 minutes, but your assessment is a grammar test, then the assessment isn't valid. It doesn't match the goal. Good assessments measure the goals and help to guide what we teach and how we teach it. They help students to learn more as they work to meet the goals of the course. Let's look back at our sample goal and see how we can measure it. Listening goal. Students will be able to respond appropriately in basic conversations to instructions and to announcements. For this one, you might have activities where students have group conversations. As you listen to the conversations, you can evaluate whether or not your students are responding to each other well in English. You could conduct total physical response, TPR activities, where you ask students to follow instructions by raising their hands or turning their papers over. You could also give announcements and have students answer questions or complete a task. All of these could be included in a final exam that has a section where students listen and answer multiple choice questions about instructions and announcements, as well as a group conversation part using a rubric to mark participation. It's important to note that our evidence or proof of learning doesn't have to be a quiz or test at the end of a unit or the school year. You can measure learning throughout the course. Assessments can take different forms, such as written tests, oral presentations, projects, role plays, or even real-world tasks like writing an email or giving a short speech.